welcome back to my channel, and happy Independence Day to you guys in the US of A. I have my little blue and green and flag shirt for you guys in honor of your big day, and I am wearing a light up red necklace. I'm wearing a choker to match colors in here, and I'm wearing red and silver earrings with this gorgeous lippy from Milani. It's Amore Matte Metallic Lip, and it is in Matterly in Love. I love it. It feels like there's nothing on my lips. So, Independence Day, also referred to as the 4th of July, is a federal holiday in the United States commemorating the adoption of the Declaration of Independence 241 years ago on July 4th, 1776. The Continental Congress declared that 13 American colonies regarded themselves as a new nation, the United States of America, and were no longer part of the British Empire. The Congress actually voted to declare independence 2 days earlier on July 2nd. How many knew that? Independence Day is commonly associated with fireworks, parades, barbecues, carnivals, fairs, picnics, concerts, ball games, family reunions, and political speeches and ceremonies, in addition to various other public and private events celebrating the history, government, and traditions of the United States. Independence Day is the National Day of the United States. So for those of you who did not know that, there you have it. 50 astonishing facts that you never knew about 50 states. We will start with Alabama, the only state whose official drink is an alcoholic beverage. Conical Ridge, Alabama, fine whiskey, originally distilled by legendary moonshiner Clyde May. Alaska, the state is known for fishing, mining, and oil, but its latest industry, peonies. Peony farmers are blossoming peonies from 0 to 2,000 to more than 202,014. That's a lot of peonies. I like peonies, but they have a lot of ants, so you want to make sure if you're planting peonies to make sure they're away from your house, because I know a lot of people who had them closer to their house and they would get ants inside their house because peonies have a very short lifespan, and so they blossom, they're beautiful, they smell so gorgeous, I love them, but they have a very short lifespan and they have so many ants. Okay, Arizona, the new home of Olivia. Liv loves her makeup. Hope she's handling the heat pretty good. The state that produces enough cotton each year to make 2 t-shirts for every American. That's 599 million t-shirts. Arkansas. How many are you from Arkansas? Site of the world's most perfect diamond. The 3.03 carat Strawn Wagner diamond And North America's largest diamond, the 40.23 carat Uncle Sam diamond, both unearthed at the Crater of Diamonds State Park in Murfreesboro. Good old California. If it were a country, it would have the 8th largest economy in the world, beating out Italy, Russia, and India. Wow. I did not know that. I did not know that. Colorado. Although Congress intended the state to be a perfect rectangle, its surveyors wandered a bit off course. A tiny kink in the western border disqualified it from rectangle purity. Now, Connecticut. The first phone book was published in New Haven in February 1878, containing just 50 names. Delaware, the state with the most generous laws regarding company ownership, has been the model for Cayman Island and other offshore tax havens. Interesting. Florida remains the remains of an 8,000-year-old human civilization were found buried in a peat bog here. Some of these words are just like, okay, say those 10 times fast, don't you? The bodies were so well preserved that human brain tissue was found in a woman's skull with her DNA still intact. Let's go, Georgia. Let's go. Just outside Atlanta, the picturesque community of Serenbe requires each of its 200-plus homes to include a porch. Hawaii, yes. The only state covered entirely by its own time zone. Hawaiian Aleutian also doesn't observe daylight saving time. Wow, they're just as good as Saskatchewan here in Canada, because they don't recognize daylight saving time either. And I think that's great, because I hate it. I hate what the time change does to my body. When we gain an hour, when we lose an hour, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. Idaho. Boise celebrates the new year by dropping a 16-foot-tall steel and foam potato in the state capitol. Every year, thousands of spectators gather to watch. Check out these extraordinary uses for potatoes. Go online. Illinois. In 1887, engineers began to reverse the flow of the Chicago River to stop pollution from contaminating the city's water supply. The reversal was complete in 1900. Indiana. At 8 p.m. on March 31st, 1880, Wabash became the first city in the world to be lit by electricity via 4 brush lights, invented by Clevelander Charles F. Brush. There. Iowa. The world's largest painted ball resides in Alexandria. The 4,000-pound baseball with a 14-foot circumference is the creation of Michael Carmichael, who began the project more than 50 years ago after dropping a ball in paint. He now adds another coat or two every year. Kansas. It's the state that was proved to be quite literally flatter than a pancake. Scientists tested the flatness of the state against topography of a pancake. On a 0 to 1 scale of perfect flatness, Kansas was flatter. With a score of 0.9997, the pancake scored only 0.957. Curious? Here are the secrets to making perfect pancakes every time. You can go online and find that. I'm going to fix you up here a little bit. I don't want you to drop on me. Don't drop on me. Kentucky. Underground vaults at Fort Knox hold one of the largest stockpiles of gold in the country. Not many people have seen the stash, though, and some even question whether the 27.5-pound bars worth $6 billion truly exist. Check out these other mind-blowing facts about money. I'll link this link in the description bar below for you guys. So if you want to go and look at other interesting facts about your state or country. Louisiana. The last second home team touchdown at Louisiana State University in 1988 sent the fans into such a frenzy that the victory registered as an earthquake on the local seismograph. Here's how a big sporting event can give you a heart attack. Wow. Maine. Maine is the loneliest number. The single state whose name is just one syllable, the lone state that borders precisely one other state, and the only state whose official flower, the pine cone, is not a flower. Maryland, it's the wealthiest state in the country as measured by median household income. Massachusetts, 16 of the top 25 windiest U.S. cities are located there. Michigan, the Great Lake state, offers the highest recycling refund in the country, 10 cents per bottle or can. Unfortunately, a Seinfeld episode alerted one of the staters to Michigan's generosity, sparking a scheme that costs the state millions every year. Minnesota, that's not far from me. The land of 10,000 lakes technically has more than 11,000. MISSISSIPPI. Dashing hat maker John B. Stetson made his Western creation at Dunn's Falls after the Civil War, forever changing cowboy style. Missouri. Thanks to St. Louis and snacks popularized at the 1904 World's Fair, Americans can now throw back giant quantities of Dr. Pepper, cotton candy, iced tea, waffle cones, and frankfurters, or as we call them, hot dogs. Montana, the temperature in Loma once climbed from minus 54 degrees Fahrenheit to 49 degrees Fahrenheit within 24 hours, the largest one-day hike ever recorded. Nebraska. About 80% of the world's sandhill crane population alights on Nebraska's Platte River during the crane's annual spring migration, bringing them thousands of bird watchers. Nevada. From 1951 to 1992, a swath of land about 65 miles northwest of Las Vegas was used for hundreds of nuclear weapons tests. New Hampshire, this state's license plate bearing the slogan, "Live free or die," are made by prison inmates. New Jersey, when it comes to the Garden State, remember two things: horses and divorces. New Jersey has more horses per square mile than any other state, including Kentucky, and the lowest divorce rate in the country. Yay! That's awesome. New Mexico. According to New Mexico state law, idiots are not allowed to vote. The statute does not give a clear definition of who fits that description. New York. Twice a year, the setting sun aligns perfectly with the Manhattan Street grid, illuminating the borough's east and west streets with an orange glow. North Carolina. The Biltmore Estate in Asheville is the largest privately owned home in the country, with more than 4 acres of floor space and 250 rooms, including 35 bedrooms and 43 bathrooms. Wow. North Dakota, that's where I go to get my U.S. stuff. It's right 2 hours south of us. The state that drank the most beer per capita in 2013 and 2014, but fell to second place in 2015, according to one survey. Ohio is half of the presidents who died in office were from Ohio. William Harrison, James Garfield, William McKinley, and Warren G. Harding. Check out these unlikely legacies of U.S. presidents online. Oklahoma, it appears to serve up the only official state meal: a heaping plate full of fried okra, squash, cornbread, barbecue pork, biscuits, sausage, and gravy, grits, corn, strawberries, chicken fried steak, pecan pie, and black-eyed peas. Not to be mistaken with the band. Oregon, it boasts the nation's fastest talkers, according to an analyst of consumer phone calls placed to businesses across the country. These are the most annoying speaking habits, according to science. I wonder if that's where Liv loves her makeup. Olivia's from, because she talks really fast. I wish I could talk that fast. Pennsylvania. The state's name is spelled Pennsylvania on Liberty Bell. The Constitution uses one N in one section and 2 N's in another. Rhode Island, its smallest state in the country and has the longest official name, State of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations. Didn't know that. South Carolina, the angel oak tree, located near Charleston, is estimated to be about the oldest living things in the country. It produces a shadow that covers 17,000 square feet. South Dakota. Riley, come here, buddy. Catching some Z's must be easier in South Dakota, which one survey found is the easiest sleep-deprived state in the country. Tennessee. On a clear day, 7 states are visible from Lookout Mountain near Chattanooga. Texas. Texas. The phrase "don't mess with Texas" originated 30 years ago as the slogan for the campaign meant to combat littering. Utah. The Cleveland Lloyd Dinosaur Quarry holds the highest concentration of Jurassic-era remains ever found. More than 12,000 dinosaur bones and one egg have been excavated since the 1920s. Vermont. Don't visit the Haskell Free Library and Opera House in Derby Line unless you're prepared for travel. The stage is in Canada, while the fans watch from Vermont. The entrance is in the U.S., while the stacks are in lumberjack country. That is cool. Virginia ranks #1 in patriotism among the 50 states, according to one Wallet Hub survey, which based its list on factors like military and civil engagement. Washington, the world's largest building by volume, Boeing's final assembly factory in Everett, spans 98.3 acres and 472 million cubic feet. 75 football fields could fit inside. Wow. West Virginia, in 1776, a group of residents asked the Continental Congress to create a 14th colony called Westsylvania, including parts of West Virginia and surrounding areas. The plea was ignored. Wisconsin, when the state dance is the polka, it's awfully convenient that a world of accordions, a museum with more than 1,000 types of squeeze boxes, is also found in the state. Wyoming. There are only 2 sets of escalators in the entire state. Wow. America is the land of weird and wonderful festivals, from the Chainsaw Carving Festival, Pennsylvania, to the Testicle Festival, Montana, plus deep in the heartland, state fairs are their own special brand of weird, where you can sample essentially everything deep fried: Twinkies, butter, pig ears, White Castle burgers, bubblegum, Kool-Aid, and beer. The Mall of America, located in Bloomington, Minnesota, is actually owned by the 555 Group, which is based in Edmonton, Canada. The Canadian group also came up with the idea and designed the place, so this was never wholly an American mall, despite the name and embodiment of the American principles of excuse and commerce. The Statue of Liberty has Morton's toe. Morton's toe is when your second toe is longer than your first big toe. This was an idealist form in Greek sculpture, and that's why the Statue of Liberty has the fairly common condition. My second biggest toe is also bigger than my big toe. There is a desk full of candy on the floor of the U.S. Senate. Extra large food portions. The concept of supersize me is definitely an American one. In most other places in the world, American-sized single-serving portions would dwarf typical portion sizes abroad. Americans tend to tip everyone and anyone in the service industry. Wait staff, bartenders, cab drivers, hotel employees, beauticians, and good service is rewarded with good tip. While tipping is technically voluntary, not tipping is generally looked down upon. Hmm. Tipping tipping in many other places in the world is much less emphasized or even non-existent. America is one of 2 countries in the world, alongside New Zealand, that allow pharmaceutical countries to advertise prescription drugs directly to consumers. So all those Ambien and Zoloft commercials seem pretty odd to non-Americans. The United States is one of 3 countries that doesn't use the metric system. The other 2 are Liberia and Myanmar. So it's no wonder our inches, miles, pounds, and quarts might be confusing to visitors. Statistically, the deadliest job in America is the president. Of the 45 men who have held the post, 4 have been assassinated in office, a rate of roughly 9%, or about 1 in 10 killed on the job. More than 69% of firefighters in the United States are volunteers. Well, there you have it. I'm going to have to edit this because I've been yapping here for almost 31 minutes, but I hope I gave you some interesting tidbits of your country, and I'd love to know how many you knew already or didn't know, or what. Just leave me some comments. I'd love to hear. If you have more tidbits on your country, I'd love to hear them. I am fascinated by all things around the world, especially our neighbors in North America. We are one. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll put a couple of videos here, but happy Independence Day to all you Americans, the 4th of July. Be safe, don't drink and drive, have lots of fun, and I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. I love you. You're beautiful inside and out. Don't forget that. Keep smiling, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.